Hello everyone, this is your friend SG, and in today's video, we are going to see about GitHub Copilot. I guess till now most of you have heard about GitHub Copilot, what it actually is. So in today's video, we are going to explore it completely. How we are going to do that? Actually, I got the limited edition access to this, so we are going to use my edition, my access to this, and from that we are going to try it. We are going to see how it provides us suggestions and everything. Okay, it's also facing a lot of criticism, so we are going to see that as well, that how much of that is true, how GitHub Copilot is working, and will it be replacing the developers in future or not, everything. Okay, so before we begin the video, for those who don't know what GitHub Copilot actually is, so you can see it's written your AI pair programmer. So GitHub Copilot is basically an AI, an artificial intelligence software, which provides you code snippets. Okay, so you just write some comments and it provides you the complete code snippets based on your comments. Now it's all up to you whether you want to use them, you want to change that or anything. It's all up to you, but it has reduced a lot of your effort. It has helped you in a lot of way. So that's why it's called Copilot. It's not the actual pilot. At the end, you are the one who will be driving your project, who will be writing the code, who will be integrating everything, but it's a co-pilot. At some point it might help you, but at some points it might increase your work, it might increase your load. So we are going to see all the aspects, how it's working, how will how is it going to do, how is it working, everything. Okay, so let's just begin the video. So let's create a JavaScript file here, scripts.js, and so this is the icon for GitHub Copilot. It says that GitHub Copilot is active, it's working. So let's begin. Let's just start with the simple one. Add two numbers, let's say. Add two. Okay, so it gave me some suggestions. Add two new lines to the end of the file. Okay, it's giving me suggestions in comments as well. So let's just press enter, and okay, for this, to select the code, I'm using the tab button. So if I want this part of the code, return a plus with, and I'll press tab, and this is the one. Okay. So to add a sum of two numbers, it's written the function for me. I didn't have to do anything. So it's a bit of basic one. So let's try out something more much complicated. Okay. So see, I used adding. So I had done adding here. So based on that only, it gave me the suggestions for subtraction as well. See, subtract two numbers. So it's reading your past work as well. It's getting trained on your past work as well. What have you done till now? It's giving you suggestions based on that. So let's see, subtract two numbers. Okay, where function subtract, and then I'll press enter, return a minus b. Okay, till now seems good. Let's do something much bigger. Let's try to find out some even and odd numbers. Find even and odd numbers. Okay, so where find even odd. Okay, let's continue, and it has given me the entire thing. Okay, good. Though it could have been reduced a bit, because see here, now what happened is it had created two arrays, a and b. Now it's checking if it is even, then it's pushing it to a, and if it's odd, then it's pushing it to odd, and it's returning an object with both of them. But if we see, actually a and b are numbers, we wanted even or odd number. So these are just two individual numbers, we don't want an array for that. So this is the part where GitHub Copilot has actually increased our work a little bit. I don't want it to find even and odd from complete array. I just pass a single parameter and find the whether it's even or odd, but it did something else. I didn't want it the array. So let's try one thing. Find, check a number if even or odd. Check a number for even and odd. For even or odd. Okay, let's see. Okay, so now it did pretty much good thing. Now it worked. But what was the difference initially and now? Initially, a comment that the thing that we wrote, it was different. So it's basically like searching on Google or searching on Stack Overflow. Whatever you write, you'll get answers based on that. So your comments, they need to be exactly what you want. They need to be too precise. You need to be too precise actually to what you are searching. So let's try out something else, something a bit more complicated. What we can do. Okay, so this time, instead of writing the comments, I like the function name. So let's check for prime. Hmm. Okay, it's price. I'll just write prime here and let's see what it does. Okay, so see, it completed the function as well, gave me the argument and then the entire function as well. Okay, so it took an argument a, it checked it for prime, is prime with true, and then from 2 to a, and okay, so it's checking for prime and whether it's prime or not. If it's prime, then it's simply breaking the loop. Okay, yeah. So if it's not prime, sorry, my bad. Okay, so this is good, but if you see, prime number could have been achieved by going to root a. We didn't actually need it to go to a. So what GitHub Copilot does, it provides us a good code. It provides us a pre-written code, but that code might not be completely optimized. So this is where a developer, a person comes in handy. You can tell the person that we want this much of optimized code, we want this much of optimized code, or at some point I don't want to do it by this method. Uh, I need to try with something else. So you can't tell GitHub Copilot that okay, so let's try it out with this way. You just tell GitHub Copilot that you want to find the prime number, and it will give you suggestions. You can't tell it that let's try it out this way, let's try it out this way. Okay, so this could be said for now a drawback to it, but yeah, I know Microsoft are working on this, so let's assume that in future these problems might be overcome. The Microsoft might be able to overcome these problems, so we might see a more optimized version of GitHub Copilot where it's also having a look at the code optimization as well. So this might be a drawback for now, but in future this will definitely be completed, this will definitely be overcome. Okay, so let's just try out one thing. Let's create an index.html file here. Okay, and here let's get the HTML. Okay, now here I'm going to just import my script.js file. Okay, so now here what I want to do is I want to create a login form. So I'll just write a comment here saying login form and I'll press enter. Let's see what it gives me suggestion. Okay, div container, then a form with class form sign in, role, method and an action as well. Okay, good. Okay, so okay, and h2 with please sign in. Okay, email ID, good. Going good till now. Password, man, it really did something great. Label as well, nice. Remember me. Close the label. A button to submit. Close the form. Close the div. Okay, good. It gave an ending comment as well. Nice. Actually, people don't write these ending comments that you have closed the container div here. Okay, good, great. So let's just save the file and let's just see what all it has provided to us. So here is a form, and in the form this is a heading of h2 with a class, input field with email, and it has autofocus as well. Okay, so this is a drawback or setback we can say for now. This email field is of type text, but what actually could it have been of type email? This might come more handy for the people using mobile phones. Okay, required and required, password and email both are required. Okay, got that. Password is of type password, good. Then a checkbox saying remember me. Okay, so you can make it required here, that's all up to you. Then a button. Okay, so btn, it's using bootstrap here. Okay, so this is sort of a drawback of it. It is using bootstrap here, but actually I don't want to use bootstrap in my project, so I might need to remove these classes, or if I want to use it I have to import it. So Copilot didn't know that I'm using GitHub. Sorry, Copilot didn't know that I want to use Bootstrap or not. It had just used the Bootstrap classes. So this might be the problem for now, that it don't know that with which language I'm working, with which all frameworks or libraries I'm working. It just provided me with the code. Okay, but yeah, still this code might have taken me 5 minutes to write, or yeah, 5 minutes it might have taken, but GitHub Copilot with it, it just took me 2 to 3 minutes. How much? I guess some seconds or so. Okay, so now to this file, let's write. Now I want to write that function. Okay, for sign in function. Okay, so sign in function. Let's write. Okay, now press enter. Function sign in. Let's wait for it. Okay, it provided me the complete function. Nice. Okay, so let's just undo this and I'll show you one more thing. Okay, so it provided me with the code, but I don't want this part. So once I hover over it, I get some options. I can use alt plus square brackets to toggle between the answers. So see, These are the responses that it's providing. This time it's with jQuery and it's the PHP one. Okay, I don't want this, so I can toggle between something else. Okay, this one seems a bit good. Use the API for local. Used a local host port of 88T with a sign-in route. Nice, seems good. Till now it seems good. Yeah. Okay, only 3 suggestions this time. Or what I can do, I can use Control plus Enter. It will open another window with all the suggestions to the code. Okay, it has synthesizing 10 of 10. Okay, so it has 10 solutions here. Oh, what's this? Some 27 fields. Oh, this thing is somewhat bad. This doesn't seem right on sign in part. So this is the point where GitHub might want to improve. But yeah, apart from this, all other seems nice to me. So, oh, this one is really great with all the comments as well. Nice. Okay, great, great. So I can import anyone that I want, but for now, let's just import the starting one. Okay, so this is it. Yeah, but now let's see action. Okay, it has directed to the URL slash login, and okay, this is login. But see, I want my backend to be Node.js. Now what? There is no use for that. There is no definition for that, that it hasn't defined that I'm using my backend in Node.js. So this might be a drawback, and sometimes, yeah. Now there is no call to the sign in function. Where is it? I want. Why is there is no call to the sign in function? Where is this call? See, there is no call. Not in the form, nowhere, not in the button as well on click, nothing. So this is a drawback. It has created me a login form. It has given me the action to URL slash login, take it to URL. There is no connection between these two things. So sort of we can say that GitHub Copilot is lacking some of the things. So okay, let's try something more out. Let's create a styles.css file as well. So styles.css, and let's just link that file here. Okay, so this is my file, and let's just save it. Okay, here what I want a button with a what with a blue border. Okay, let's just complete the comment, and okay, button class, border, background, color, font weight, padding, text decoration, and then closing. Okay, seems good. Color, text color is black, white background, border blue. But I hadn't created this dot button class. See, there is not this dot button class. So it has given me the button, but still the point remains the same, that it don't know how to connect different languages, how to work with different languages and then combine them together to generate a complete website or a complete app. So uh, we can conclude, or we can say that GitHub Copilot might come in handy, but at the end, you are the one, a person is the one who needs to complete the things, who want to integrate everything. So I have seen a lot of people saying that GitHub Copilot might take your jobs in future. See, this is a very controversial topic. At least for now, we can't say that it will take or it will not, because we are seeing that it's not completely able to do the job of a developer. Yeah, but what it is doing, it is providing us some code snippets. If I wanted a button, it is providing me the button, but still we need a developer. If you hire someone and ask them to just use GitHub Copilot, or you are simply using GitHub Copilot to generate the code, you hadn't added this dot button class, so nothing will work. Now the developer comes in use that he will generate a button using GitHub Copilot, then he'll add that class here, and then the button will start working. Yeah, so at least for now, we can say that GitHub Copilot is not going to take your jobs. Definitely no. A big, big no, man. It will not take your jobs. So be safe, enjoy. But yeah, in future, it might take your job when GitHub Copilot is improved. There are more features to it. It's more trained. So for that, at least to overcome that, what we can do, try not to copy paste your code. I have seen many people who just copy paste code from Stack Overflow or GitHub and use it. That type of people might lose their job. Why? Because copy pasting it's also done by GitHub Copilot. So if you can do that, then an AI can easily replace you. But it will never be able to replace a person who is using his job, who's using his mind to write the code, to integrate different frameworks, libraries, and create something new. It will never be able to create something new. Why? Because see what it's doing. Microsoft, they trained GitHub Copilot on the open source code that's available everywhere on GitHub, on Stack Overflow, everywhere. They trained it on that code. So it's being trained on that, and also on the code that we are writing in our day-to-day life. As I'm testing it out, so it's being trained on this code as well. So any suggestions that it will be providing to me based on his previous learning, its previous learning. Okay. So if a thing that he hasn't learned yet, it might not be able to provide the suggestions for that. It might be able to, but at least for now, we can say that it's not providing. So if a person is creating something new, then GitHub Copilot might not be useful for that person. So this is the point where a developer comes in use. Be the one who writes code by using your brain, not the one who just copy paste the codes and then things start working. Then the AI might easily replace you in future. Okay, so this is the point where people are where GitHub Copilot is in controversies. People say that it might replace you, but I don't really think that it will replace you, because there are a lot of developers who just use their brain and write some code and produce something new. GitHub Copilot won't ever be able to do that. So let's just be safe, enjoy the developer life, and keep creating something new every day. Yeah. So okay, so let's just move on. See, this is the entire documentation. Okay, one thing I forgot. If you want to get the access to it, you can sign up here and there's a complete list. You will also be registered to that list, and in future you will get access to this. I also registered and then got the access. So you can also go here, register and get your limited edition access. Do that surely, because GitHub has definitely mentioned here that in future this will be a paid version. There will be a paid version for GitHub Copilot. They say that if the GitHub Copilot's testing is successful, then we are going to create a commercial version of Copilot. So, okay, people say that you are using Copilot, you are using open source code. What Microsoft actually did is it used open source code and then trained its model, trained its OpenGUI model. Okay, okay, so this, sorry, OpenAI model, and using this open source code, and then what on basis of that, GitHub Copilot is providing us this suggestion. People are saying that using open source code and training your models, it's not a very good practice, but they should think what open source actually is, man. Open source is all about the public code. Everyone is using that code anywhere, everywhere. That code is being used everywhere around the world. I think each and every developer uses the open source code somewhere, or some might be using in their organizations, some might be using in their college work, but everyone is using it. Some of them might use it for their purpose and might fulfill it. Some of them might use it, create a software, and that software will be a premium. It will have you'll have to pay to use that. So there is no criticism in that, I guess. Why are you criticizing it? That's what open source is. Yeah. But yes, I think using it to train your models, okay, there is no criticism or controversy in that. But yeah, creating a paid version of that, uh, that might be something where we have to look to, because not everyone will be able to afford it. If I want to use that, actually, I don't think that I might be able or not in future to afford that. So let's not say that everyone will have the access to paid version of that, but you might have used that person's code. Let's say that there's a person X, you use their open source code to train your models, but now that person is not able to buy a paid version of GitHub Copilot. So that's actually a bad practice, where we can say. So this is the point where GitHub or Microsoft might have to take a look again. But yeah, apart from that, Copilot seems to be a really good tool which comes really handy. Okay, but yeah, you still need your efficiency, your thinking skills. That's when a developer comes in use. Okay, so let's just see something more. What we can do? What we can do? Let's just see merging. Okay, merge function. Okay, let's just see merge and give me the suggestions. Okay, okay. So I didn't want it actually. This I was thinking of merge sort. So merge sort function. Yeah, merge sort. And what are the suggestion? Hmm, nice. Seems good till yet. Hmm. No, actually, I wanted to sort an array, but it is see, this is the point where a developer comes in use. Yeah, it's using email password, and I don't know why is it using email password for merge sort. You just have to take an array and then sort that. So See. So sort and array using merge sort. Let's see. Yeah. I guess this time it should work. Okay, yeah. This time I guess it returned me a good result, at least better than this one. So see, actually it increased my work. If I had taken this much of time, I might have written my own code for merge sort. But then what's the use of AI? After three good suggestions, got the one that I was looking for actually. So a lot of improvements, a lot of things are needed, a lot of more good features are needed in this. But yes, at least for now, it's the one really good. We can say that life changing software for developers, a life changing platform for them. For the beginners, for the new people who are just entering the development field, they might find it a bit amusing. But to the ones who have been in this field quite a long, they could relate to it that either they might have worked on some other softwares like Tab9 or something. Tab9, it has been established for a long time. GitHub Copilot just arrived, but Tab9 it has a long fan base of its. So they might have used that, the developers, long-term developers. So they might compare this to Tab9 and okay, that's a different point comparison and everything. But yeah, if you want to use, you can go for Tab9 and have a look at that as well. It's also a good one. Okay, so I guess we had done a lot of testing on this. If you want another video on this, you want more testing of it, you want more complex apps or more complex website to be worked out using this. So let's just let me know in the comments. I'll try to make another video on this, and let me know your reviews as well about GitHub Copilot. What you do you really think that it might replace developers in future or not? Let's just let me know in the comments. And if you want to have a detailed discussion on that, let's just join my Telegram group. We are having a good discussion over there. Okay. So that's it. Thank you. Tata. Bye bye.